Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about why I am excited for the Detroit Lions' future, but also why I believe us Lions fans need to write an apology to Jared Goff, and how excited we should be. I'm going to do a mock draft, and I'm live soon after this video, and I'm just going to say Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson should be our offensive coordinators next season. Let's get this started. So first off, let's talk about since Jared Goff has returned from his oblique injury, he has gone with 9 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. He has had a 2-2 record, only lost to Chicago due to penalties. So arguably he would be 3-1 if his team had discipline. And he has played well, to be honest with you. This is a guy who is on pace now for nearly 4,000 yards and 23 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. And odds are his numbers will continue to improve as he goes and faces the Atlanta Falcons. Arizona proved that this guy is a good quarterback. We were all judging him off of battle line play with terrible receivers. He played immensely better. And there's even a little bit of a theme. The O-line played drastically better. The O-line from Pittsburgh and below, Goff was the second most pressured quarterback, top 10 in pressure rate. Now he's 9th in the most pressured quarterback and 12th in pressure rate. And odds are probably even lower than those actual total rates since moving to Chicago. Ever since Penei Sewell's moved to right tackle, the tackle duo has done a fantastic job. Evan Brown's a good center. Joe Jackson finally seems to be getting it together. And ever since, Jared Goff has done a lot better. Plus, the addition of Josh Reynolds has made Goff extremely aggressive. He had 7 deep passing attempts. The average amount of deep passes in the NFL is 2 a game. And it was kind of the same thing versus Arizona. He was extremely aggressive, even having 8.3 yards per throw, even more than his 7.2 versus Minnesota in the 139 rating. Just so you guys know, the Lions did not beat a team that currently had an 8+ win, had currently 8+ wins at all during the Stafford era. This is the first time in like over a decade. That's a good job. Good job for Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, but this also shows the development of the team. It shows that I'm just going to be kind of moving on more to the Dan Campbell side of things, not so much the Jared Goff side of things. Moving on to it, Craig Reynolds has been an absolute monster. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He would be ranked 3rd in yards after contact per carry. He had 9 broken tackles. 92 yards of his broken tackles were last week. So he's even doing better than poor line play. He's been breaking tackles. He's doing better than Swift and Jamal Williams as a runner. That's development. That's progress from a guy who's just a pickup from essentially a street free agent. That's impressive stuff. He's getting 97.5 yards a game, and he has 9 first downs. He's doing a pretty dang good job. Amon-Ra St. Brown has exploded. He is on pace for 850+ yards and 3 touchdowns. He's our second most first down guy. And note, this is with a terrible quarterback play at the beginning of the year. Not terrible, but terrible quarterback play for most of the season. And Anthony Lynn refusing to use him. Now he's on pace for a good year. I can only imagine what he's going to do. Well, when he has has Ben Johnson and Campbell calling the offense next season, another year of chemistry of Goff and others. I think it's also extremely helped that Josh Reynolds has entered the team with a 16.2 average yards a catch, being a legitimate deep threat, and catching most of the footballs thrown at him. Lions fans owe an apology to Campbell as well. People were blaming him for everything, but this team entirely, is still motivated and is developing and showing progress. From Tracy Walker to having a rebound season, to Amon-Ra St. Brown, to Penei Sewell, who's been basically an elite right tackle, to Amon-Ra, who people give up on so early in the season, to everything. Let's even talk about the future of the Detroit Lions even more on. Past quarterback, we got two good receivers, Quintus Cephas and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Cephas was having a pretty dang good year. We re-signed Josh Reynolds. We go ahead and add free agent number one receiver or draft one. And maybe sign a fifth receiver to compete with like Benson or something. Then you also have Hawk, swift for pass catching. Hopefully someday Reynolds will get that number one running back role. But then you got the defense. Just in the off season that Dan Campbell had, he had an Alex Anzalone, our leading tackler, and was pretty dang good in coverage this season with 7 pass defense and great completion percentage numbers. Charles Harris revived his career, having 7.5 sacks and being our leading pressure player. And with his 58 tackles, he's produced some pretty good things. Even Amani O has shown growth. While he does struggle with completion percentage numbers, he has 6 interceptions. That's pretty dang better than what he had, and he has 57 tackles. He's having a good year, and we're seeing growth from our team. Even Lee McNeil has shown growth. If you watch the film, he's getting double teams. He's just being a good run player. And we'll see what happens with Levi, but he's also shown growth in the run defense. He's made some clutch tackles, and he even got himself his first career sack. That's growth. Even Julian Okwara, with his 3 sacks and all his quarterback hits, he continues to improve. I cannot wait to see what this team does as it gets later. Heck, we even added in Riley Patterson. Let's just talk about the acquisitions that Brad Holmes brought in. He brought in Craig Reynolds, Jamal Williams, both our most effective rushing backs. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell. He brought in Lee McNeil. He brought in Amon-Ra St. Brown. He brought in Charles Harris, Riley Patterson. He brought in Campbell. Not Campbell. He brought in he also brought in our good old friend Alex Anzalone. I can't believe I couldn't say his name for a second there. I was just struggling. And let's also not forget the fact that he's the guy that brought in Michael Brockers. He's been one of our better run players. He also brought in Jerry Jacobs. The list goes on and on. He's added in good talent over and over. Really, his only bad move has been Trinity Benson. Lions have a future, and I'm super excited to see what the Lions can do. That's the video. I'm going to go ahead and do a live right after this. See you guys later.